This speech isn't intended to do anything more than educate. I do not condemn anyone for the choices they have made or will make. I only wish to give a voice to the voiceless and speak for the ghosts of those yet to be. What is life, and when does it begin? Who decides when it ends? I want to begin by first sharing some interesting facts with you. In the U.S., heart attacks claim more than 500,000 lives a year. There were 32,788 people killed in highway accidents in 2010. More than 500,000 pregnancies each year end in miscarriage. Approximately 26 of them in stillbirth. Approximately 39,000 end in infant death during the first year. Approximately 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage. Some estimates are as high as 1 in 3. If you include loss that occurs before a positive pregnancy test, some estimate that 40% of all conceptions result in loss. However, more babies have been killed by abortion than this country lost in the Revolutionary War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Gulf Wars combined. That's an estimated 40 million unborn babies that have been killed in the 29 years since abortion was legalized, and more than 1.3 million are killed each year. That's approximately 3,700 per day. But most abortions are performed to save the life of the mother, teen mothers, or due to rape or incest, right? Consider that according to several studies, 3/4 of women say their concerns for or responsibility to other individuals is their main reason for choosing to abort their child. 3/4 say they cannot afford a child. 3/4 say that having a baby would interfere with work, school, or the ability to care for dependents. And half say they do not want to be a single parent or that they are having problems with their husband or partner. In other words, it would complicate things. Over 50% of women choosing to abort their babies are 20 to 29 years of age. Many believe that only Christian Bible thumpers think it's wrong. Yet, Islam forbids abortion. Hinduism teaches that the fetus is a living, conscious person needing and deserving protection. And the Jewish view of abortion does not allow indiscriminate abortion on demand. Okay, so it's not really a baby when the abortions are done, right? Again, no. Few people would argue that a living being has a heartbeat. A baby's heart starts beating about 18 to 20 days after conception. 89% of abortions occur in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy, silencing the once beating heart. I will spare you the horror of explaining the forms of abortion used, but they include such horrific things as acid, dissection, and the gruesome partial birth abortion. It's all about a woman's choice, right? The first choice should be to prevent the unwanted pregnancy, remembering that only a very small percentage of abortions are due to a situation outside the woman's control. It is her body, and she has every right to insist on a condom or to get the right birth control method for her. There are 14 basic types of birth control ranging from abstinence to sterilization. There are pills, shots, and implants. Most abortions are among those in lower financial level. However, every city has a clinic that will provide free or greatly reduced medical attention and prescriptions. Also, there are many clinics that can assist with the costs of having the baby, as well as help the mother find suitable adoption facilities. But an abortion is an easy way for a woman to fix things. Or is it? Does abortion really fix anything? It ends the baby's life, but then what? Studies within the first few weeks after the abortion have found that between 40 and 60% of women questioned report negative reactions. Within 8 weeks after their abortion, 55% expressed guilt, 44% complained of nervous disorders, 36% had experienced sleep disturbances, 31% had regrets about their decision, and 11% had been prescribed psychotropic medication by their family doctors. In one study of 500 women who had an abortion, researchers found that 50% expressed negative feelings, and up to 10% were classified as having developed serious psychiatric complications. 30 to 50% of women report experiencing sexual dysfunctions of both short and long-term duration, beginning immediately after their abortions. These problems may include one or more of the following: loss of pleasure from intercourse, increased pain, an aversion to sex and or males in general, or the development of a promiscuous lifestyle. Not really the fix they were looking for. One more thing to consider, a twisted irony really. Assisted suicide is legal in only 3 U.S. states and almost completely illegal worldwide. I'm not saying that I agree with assisted suicide, but it just seems a bit bizarre to me that an adult human being cannot choose to take their own life, but any woman at any age can choose to end someone else's life. If you knew a woman who was pregnant who had 8 kids, already 3 were deaf, 2 who were blind, 1 mentally retarded, and she had syphilis, would you recommend that she have an abortion? If you knew a woman who was pregnant, lived in poverty in a rundown shack in Mississippi, is pregnant with twins, one of which you already know won't survive, they can barely feed themselves, let alone a baby, would you recommend that she have an abortion? Or how about the Mississippi single welfare mom, literally dirt poor? What would you suggest she do? Perhaps you would think that a poor single woman with a history of mental illness would make a good candidate for an abortion. If any of the above women took your advice, you have just killed, in order, Beethoven, Elvis Presley, Oprah, and Marilyn Monroe. Whether you are a fan of these iconic individuals or not, you have to admit they have left their mark on our world because their mothers chose to give them life. There are many famous people that wouldn't exist if their mothers had chosen abortion rather than adoption. 38th U.S. President Gerald Ford was adopted, as was John Lennon, Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, Eleanor Roosevelt and Nancy Reagan, just to name a very few. At the beginning of this speech, I said that my intent was not to persuade. I guess that wasn't entirely true. With the facts I have given, I hope I have persuaded you to think, and then you can answer the question of what is life, when does it begin, and who decides when it ends for yourself. Thank you.